Welcome to Chris Parkin Shooting Sports. Now, a little unboxing today. This is something you may all have seen. This is the new Pard NV008S. This is the night vision rifle scope to go on top of your rig for daylight or nighttime use because it has colour, daytime and night vision. This has been upgraded. It now features a laser rangefinder as well as a ballistic computer on board. So let's have a little look and see what's inside the box. Now, if I'm honest, I took this home from the British Shooting Show on Sunday. I think a lot of you may have even seen it there. But I got to take it home, charge it up, and have a look and see what comes with it. So, in the box we have a nice instruction manual. I have devoured this already. And inside here we have the Pard inside a rather nice little velvety bag to protect it. Now, we'll come to that in one moment. Usual matters here, we've got strap for the bag, we've got USB-C charging cable for it so you can, charge it up. Onboard lithium batteries now. Pop that back in there, and then here we've got the extension mount which will allow you to fit this to the Picatinny rail on your rifle, and you've got multiple positions on the underside of the Pard, multiple positions on the rail here, so that will fit together and extend to exactly where you need it to be on your gun. So let's have a look at the main features on here now. I've mentioned it has a rangefinder. It also has a ballistic calculator. I set this up yesterday. It's not on the rifle yet because I saved putting it on the rifle till I'd done the unboxing video. Essentially what happens is that when you press the range finding button, you can decide, set it up whether you want meters or yards, but it will range find to the target, and then when you press a button again, a little green cross appears, usually on the 6 o'clock axis of your reticle, to show you the aim over point to compensate for that distance. Now, that works because you can input into the ballistic computer, and I have to remember all these. You've got bullet weight, bullet velocity, you've got ballistic coefficient, bore height, temperature, altitude. I think that's all of them. I did write them down on my cheat sheet, but we shall have a look at that later if I do forget anything. But essentially, this rangefinder works out to 1200 meters. I have yet to clarify and define that and make sure that's a fact, but there we go. So far, nothing has surprised me about it. The only little thing so far I've actually found to be slightly against, a little bit tricky to do, is that when you are going through the menus on the rangefinder and the ballistics especially, it gives you a green background with blue letters on it, which is a little bit tricky to see the contrast between, but when you do see it with all the black letters, you can double check. They're much easier to see then. But essentially, switch on is on the side here. So press there, we'll fire it up in a few seconds. You've got rear screen focus on the inside from the rear ocular body here. And then at the front, image focus is on this collar. Now that now has a little flip up lever like that. Isn't that funky? Which makes it far more easy to use left or right-handed, depending on whether you're a left or right-handed shooter. Now, for those who remember the previous Pard 008, the buttons were on the angle on the side here. Now they're all on top, so it's truly ambidextrous either way. There's a flip out lens cap there, which gives you your objective lens, and you can flip that to whichever position you prefer, whichever is going to go on your rifle. And there's also a Picatinny support on the side here, so you can add an extra illuminator. Now, I will say this, when you've got an extra illuminator on, that's going to be restricted access to this lever here. So I do think that, generally speaking, certainly for UK foxers who do like a big illuminator, that's probably still going to need to be mounted off board onto the rifle itself rather than on the scope. But that's the price you pay for things being ultra compact. Now, other funky updates which are especially useful, the port on the side which you remove used to have a coin slot or screwdriver slot in it. Now it's got finger adjustable there, because you can just grab hold of it. If you do need to tension it super hard, you've actually still got a slot on it here, so you can actually use a coin in that if you want to. But essentially, you take that off, you go to USB charging port, it's USB-C now, and also space for the micro SD card, which you may or may not see. I've already put one in because I've already tried it out. Now, to record sound, you do need to take that off because it's very muted. It will pick up the gunshot itself with it on, but it won't pick up conversation or general ambient noise. So do take that off if you want the full sound recording, because of course you can take video and stills on this. Now so far, video output has shown me that it records distance, although it doesn't record the actual reticle appearing on the crosshair, which is, you know, it's not a problem when you're using it. It just means that in playback mode, you won't see the exact position the reticle is displayed at on the afterwards video, but you will see it, of course, at the time. There are about 6 or 7 reticle choices, 2 reticle colours. You've got red or white, and then of course this is the illuminator as well. So as well as the illuminator on the side here, you've now got the laser rangefinder on the body there. That works, I believe, from 30 to 1200 metres, and the 30 metres is probably due to the fact that there's a certain angular compensation. At extremely close range, it may well not point exactly at the position you're looking. You can plug it in to charge it, that's not a problem at all, but if you do want to swap batteries or carry spares, on the side here, you've got regular 18650 flat tops. Those work very reliably, they're easy to swap over, and that is that. So, just going over to the cheat sheet now, let me just check some of the other functions here. Ballistic calculation we've covered, 1200 metre rangefinder we have covered. The sensitivity of the camera is now rated at 0.001 lux, which is 1 lux is 1 lumen per metre squared in terms of intensity of light. Other factors, so the sensitivity is up, and it's got self-activated recording, so you can actually set it to pick up when the actual gun handling begins, and that does work. I've already tried that just in manual handling mode. You've got clinometer for up or downhill. You've also got cant indicator, which tells you if you're holding your rifle a little bit wonky, and those can be reset to make sure they're absolutely attuned to your position with the gun. It's got a compass bearing inside it too. Now, Pard call this a VLEA, a self-developed image engine module, which essentially goes on to say that they've decided on something they're going to call Pard 2K self-developed sensor with a 1920 by 1080 resolution. I've not tried it in the darkness yet, but I have tried it in daylight. The picture quality is great, and I can't wait till I have finished doing the unboxing video, because this is going on my rifle literally half an hour after I finish this video, and I'm going to go out and zero it. There are 5 ballistic and 0 settings, so you can tune it for any one of your 5 rifles. Airgun, centerfire, rimfire, whichever you like, and you can also set it up for different distances, because 0 distance is of course part of that, and part of your whole true ballistic setup. Anything else that we need to cover on here? We've got the digital scope, the mount, this Type-C data cable, a hexagonal wrench, basically means you've got a hex key, 18650 3.7 volt rechargeable batteries, we've got a manual, and we've got a warranty card, 3-year warranty on these. So I think that basically covers everything about the Pard. There are various technical facts and figures here. So the rangefinder is actually rated from 3.5 to 1200 metres, not 30. Apologies for that. So the 3.5 accounts for the fact that at extreme close range, and I don't think anybody really needs a rangefinder to set on 3.5 metres, but at extremely close range, there is of course the angular difference between where the sight is pointing and where the rangefinder is pointed on the side of it. Magnification can be set to come on automatically, either 6.5 or 13 times. Zoom functions on the front here. You do get used to the controls. The menu's fairly simple. It's all intuitive. No problem at all setting that up. You can time and date stamp all your recordings, which makes follow-up, much easier when you're using them afterwards. Other factors are you can automatically set it up in black and white night mode or daylight colour mode, so that immediately when you switch on, it comes to the one you're most likely to need in a hurry. Long hold on the button swaps it in between the two. You can also set it to come on at the intensity level of infrared you want too. Again, I suspect the infrared on this will be limited to about 100 metres. It generally is on the Pards. I'm going to be using a big illuminator as well for longer range foxing stuff. There are multiple brightness levels, intensity levels on the screen. Screen focus is sharp. There's a battery display in the bottom right hand corner. Refresh rate is 30 Hz, which is fine. You get nice smooth movement from 30 Hz. I've never had a problem before. 50 Hz is a little bit nicer, but you don't tend to notice it. And to be fair, I think as many people have missed a fox because they didn't think about the latency of that critical tiny 50th of a second as a 30th of a second anyway. Battery life is rated at 8 hours maximum. That will of course depend on your illuminator intensity, and I think anybody who goes out nighttime shooting with something like this is always going to make sure they're fully charged before they go and carry a spare with them. Output video resolution is 1920 by 1080, which is generally what we accommodate as being called HD footage. Eyepiece resolution is 1024 by 768 pixels, and you do get a nice clear picture, which I'm very happy with. Pard are offering an app through their website which you can use to instigate the Wi-Fi system, and the Wi-Fi has got a simple code 1234567 as it's set up, which is something you can use if you need to use off-board footage or transfer between two items. I don't tend to use it myself. I use these as tools for actually going out foxing, rabbiting, rat control, etc. Now, I'm going to be doing another unboxing today because I have the ideal tool to put this off, but you'll see that one if you keep on the channel. So please like, please subscribe, and please comment, because your comments are what drive these videos. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.